I want to start this week off with an apology because last week, Thursday, I put out that video and I broke one of my cardinal rules. A long time ago, a good friend of mine gave me a piece of advice that was, if you're going to bitch about a problem, you better have a solution. Now, I'm even willing to accept the possibility of saying, I do not have the solution, because at least that way you're showing that you put some thought into it, that you're trying. But to just bitch about a problem doesn't do anything. So what I want to do with this video is I want to try to offer some solutions to the problem. The problem that I see is kids playing paintball. And I don't see it going away anytime soon. So I would like to offer a couple of things that I can, well, I'm going to start from stuff that I know will not work and kind of progress from there. So option number one, no minors. Let's just have it 18 years and older and that's all we get. Well, that doesn't really work for me because I can see a couple problems with that. I've seen feedback from other people that in other countries this is exactly what they do, but in America the door's already been opened. We've got a lot of insurance agencies who are insuring down to the age of 8. Yeah, it's actually true. But the problem is that if an insurance agency says, yeah, we're going to go to 18 and older, fields are going to jump from insurance company to insurance company to find insurance that will let them have the kid market back, because there's a lot of money in the kid market. Not to mention that the industry is making a lot of money selling guns at the local S-Marts and selling guns specifically to the kid market. Okay, so that's not going away anytime soon. So what's option number two? Option number two is to, well, make it so that the kids have to have adult supervision when they get to the field. I don't see this as a working solution either, because I've seen this where fields require that. Mom shows up with the kids, mom sits back at the minivan, she's reading a romance novel the entire time, and she's not really watching the kids. And if she is watching the kids, then that's the problem, mom, who's watching from the sidelines and gets all bent out of shape when her kid gets shot 5 or 6 times. Lady, we're playing 30 on 30 on a speedball court meant for 5 on 5, and your kid was cowering in the back corner bunker and he was the last one in the game. Which part of this did you not expect to happen? A third solution would be to segregate the groups so that you have age limits, so that if you're like, let's say 10 to 16 you're playing in this group, 16 to 20 you're playing in this group, and then 20 and older you're playing in that group. That doesn't work for me. And the reasoning, well, places I play anyway, you're not going to get enough people to segregate people into those groups. And even if you did, you'd have like a small percentage of one and then a huge percentage of another. That doesn't work for me. So let's start getting to the solutions that do work, or kind of work. And one of them is going to involve the industry basically letting go of a lot of their power, and that is starting a new league. This is not going to work simply because the industry likes to have their stranglehold on what they think is their chief cash cow in the game, but it doesn't work. But let me kind of explain. First of all, wipe the slate clean. Let's get rid of all the league systems that are out there, the entire alphabet soup of leagues, and let's start a brand new one up with the intent of bringing kids up from being kids to adults and progressing them through a system so they can graduate into the pros. I look at things like American baseball when I talk about stuff like this, where you can start at the little league, you can go from there to the pony league. If you want to stay with it, you start with high school, then to college, and you go to AAA, then you get into the minor system, and so on and so forth. There is a progression going from one side to the other, from a young guy to somebody who's in the pros. Paintball does not have this in any way, manner, shape, or form. The way that you progress in the league is you just keep on showing up, and eventually they go, oh, you're good enough, you can play D2 now. Actually, as a side note, I kind of find it hilarious that a long time ago, the way that you determined who the pros were was who felt like ponying up twice the entry fee in order to show up and play. This solution is not going to work only because, well, it would require throwing out a lot of things that everybody really holds near and dear to their heart and their pocketbooks. So that's not going to work. The only solution I can think of to minors playing paintball is a grassroots solution, and it's one that's not going to be initially supported by the industry. Eventually they'll kind of pick it up when they realize, hey, people are making money on this? Oh, jump on the bandwagon, let's go! What I'm talking about is something that a lot of fields have already done, but I think that we can probably bring it all together into a national system, and that is basically run a camp. I want you to try to imagine this. It starts on like a Saturday morning, and it's kids and their parents showing up to learn how to play paintball. And this is really the key difference, is that we're not just informing the kids how to play, we're bringing their parents in and saying, hey, no, hang around here. We want you to understand what you're looking at here. And we teach them all the fundamentals, the idea of how to shoot, how to play bunkers, how to play back, what laning is, how to do suppression fire, how to aim the damn thing to begin with. And we run all day long, and at the end of the day we have one big game where it's possibly the parents with their kids playing against other parents with their kids. And we could probably get a whole bunch of pros in on this too, because hey, this this is a great thing for their sponsors to jump in on. You know, it's like a community service kind of thing. And honestly, I would not charge a lot for this. I mean, you know, do enough to cover your costs, obviously, but don't charge an arm and a leg. We're trying to bring people into the sport. I know that a lot of fields are already doing something like this, and for that I applaud them. But what I'm saying is, let's make this national. Let's like band everybody together and say, you know what? We're going to do this on a specific weekend, on a specific day, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a national camp. And then we do it again the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and we keep it up. Heck, we can even expand it to be, okay, twice over the summer we're going to do it, then 3 times over the summer we're going to do it. The idea of this is that what we're doing is we are teaching. It's not just show up to the field and learn by the school of hard knocks. No, we're going to take you under the wing, and we're going to say, okay, here's how you play the game properly. And ultimately, this is why I think this could work, because it's not just, you know, show up to the field and play. We're actually teaching them something. We're actually giving them life skills. This isn't just about playing paintball. This is about building teamwork skills and communication skills and all these other things that, hey, you know, you're having a lot of fun, but guess what? You're also learning some of the life basics. And I might be overly idealistic about things like this, but isn't it nice every once in a while that the cynic actually has some hope? Or we can just keep things the way they are and, you know, hope for the best, keep our fingers crossed, and ignore the big 500-pound elephant in the room. I, on the other hand, would like to go greet the elephant and offer him some tea, but that's another story entirely.